Hi everyone! I was really in the mood to film a video this afternoon and I've got a lot of videos on my list of videos to make and I wasn't quite sure which one to do first, but I decided to do a shop my stash video. So this is going to be a video where I'm showing you some products that I've kind of started using again recently and I've kind of fallen back in love with, or almost rediscovered, that were in my collection. This kind of idea has been around for a while now, but I know Laura Lollipop26 just did a video on kind of things that she's rediscovered and it really inspired me to do this video. I've been trying to buy a lot less makeup recently and use up the makeup that I've already got. I think we all get into a pattern of kind of obsessing over new things and buying those new things. Compared to a lot of people on YouTube, I don't have a lot of makeup. And people have been requesting for me to do a makeup collection video for ages, and the truth is I will do one. The reason I haven't done one already is because firstly, there's not really that much to show. Secondly, some of my makeup is still with my friend Will from when he brought it back from France for me, so there's quite a bit of stuff missing. And thirdly, I've not really got a setup that I'm happy with, staying with my parents at the moment. I completely understand why you guys like watching makeup collection videos because everybody likes to be a little bit nosy. I personally like watching them myself, so I do completely understand, but I know that a lot of the reason that people like watching them is because they like to look at people's organisation, and my makeup is quite, well, it's not really that organised, but I will try and do it once I get the rest of my makeup back from Will. So that was a long introduction, sorry. Also, I think this is probably the first time that some of you have seen my hair. So this is the length that it's at now. It is a lot shorter. I'm still getting used to like styling it and stuff, but I do really like it. It's a lot healthier and it's just more in a style than it was before. It was just a little bit like, although I might not have the biggest collection, I definitely have more than enough makeup to kind of suit what I need. So I have got a collection of things here that I've actually made a concerted effort to use up. Some of these were my September favourites, some of them weren't, and the reason for that is that these are still things that I'm really enjoying, but they're not things that I probably would naturally reach for. So I've been kind of going for things and I've had to actually sit down and say, okay, these are what I want to use up, and pull things to the front of my drawers as well, because I think on an everyday basis, when you're in a rush to get ready, you don't kind of look to the back of your drawers anyway. So I've kind of pulled out some things and left them towards the front of my collection so that I can consciously try and use them up. So I'm going to go for face products first. The first thing I've been loving, and this is technically cheating a little bit because I repurchased this, but obviously it's foundation, you're not going to leave it there to go bad. I still have 2 bottles left in early tan and natural tan, but obviously I'm a lot paler right now, and I've been using 250 Fresh Beige. This is the one for normal to dry skin. I've really been enjoying wearing this. I'm wearing it right now, and yeah, this is a good old dependable favourite that I kind of gone back to. The next thing is a bronzer, and this is by Illamasqua, and it's a bronzer in Burnish. And the reason I stopped using this, if I'm completely honest, is that I lost it and I couldn't find it anywhere, and it turns out it was inside a suitcase that I hadn't used for a while. Go figure. So this is the colour. Sorry for the mess that I've kind of made with this, but this is what the colour looks like. It is shimmery, which is normally a no-no for me with bronzers, but I've recently kind of opened my scope, and this is the bronzer that made me do that. It is a really, really pretty kind of gold colour, and it looks really scary when you swatch it, but on the skin it's absolutely beautiful, and it does not make me look greasy, shimmery, doesn't emphasise my large pores, it doesn't make me look weird, so I'm definitely loving that. And I started using that because this is what's left of my Body Shop bronzer. That's sad, isn't it? It's really sad. I love this bronzer. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to use up the other bronzers in my collection because I do have quite a few to use up. But I'm not sure what I'm going to do, whether or not I'm going to repurchase this, because I do really like it, but obviously the fickle makeup loving person inside me wants to try something else. And unlike the rest of the beauty community, I've actually never tried NARS Laguna, so maybe I'll give that a go. I've heard it's overrated. But blush wise, I've actually been loving these NO7 blushes. They are the NO7 natural blush. They're just kind of powder blushes, and I always overlook NO7 because I think their packaging, to me, it is very classic, but it's also aimed more at an older woman in my eyes. That's how I've always seen it. but I think they do have some really good products, and it can sometimes be deceptive because they do have some gems really if you have a look. I've got 2 of these and I've been using them both a lot. I got these when I used to work for Boots. Well, I didn't work for Boots, I worked for Clarins, but I worked in a Boots store, and I was right next to the NO7 counter. Whenever they had the £5 vouchers, when you use your staff discount, it was basically you got these for almost nothing. So I got 2 colours. The first one is Soft Apricot, and this is my favourite one. It's a really, really pretty peach, and I'm wearing it today, although the lighting, that's better if I do this. Should I just do this for the rest of the video? Maybe. That's really, really bright. I'm in front of a window. It's number 15, Soft Apricot. And then the other one is 25 Petal, and it's a really pretty pink colour. It's actually pretty similar to Pink Swoon by MAC, which is this one. See that it's these two. They're pretty much the exact same colour, but in person, they're pretty much the exact same colour. So that is number 25 Petal. Another blush that I've really been loving is by e.l.f. and it's called Joy. It's one of their mineral blushes, and I bought this, whoa, I just nearly spilled it everywhere. I bought this when I was in Valencia and I did a mail order from e.l.f. but hopefully you can see that. It's really, really pretty, and it just kind of brightens your face without looking like you're wearing a lot of blush, which I quite like a lot of blush, but some people don't, and some days I don't, so this is a good one. Another face product that I've been looking at recently and using a little bit more is this Clarins palette. It's kind of like a face powder, highlighter and blush duo, and I got this when I used to work for them, and I never really touched it that much. This is what the top layer looks like. It's got pressed powder, and then here we've got like a shimmer. I'm pretty sure this is just a spray, and this is kind of a mattifying face powder. So once you've used up this spray of shimmer, then this is just going to be like powder, and then it flips up, and underneath you've got kind of 2 blush colours. This one here is a more peachy toned one, and obviously this is a more tan blush, and again this has got shimmer running through it. This was limited edition, and I remember they gave these to the staff, and then I just kind of shoved it in the back of my makeup collection. But I remember at the time these were sold out. Like, all the women that really liked Clarins were coming to the counter and like going crazy because they couldn't get hold of this, and I just kind of shoved it to the back of my makeup collection, which is pretty bad. So I've been using this to highlight, and it's really pretty. Really surprised by this. I'm going to move on to eyeshadows, and something that I did mention in my favourites video is this MAC eye palette, and this was part of the Christmas collection, the holiday collection 2 years ago, this Christmas I think it was, and it's the Intriguing Scarlet Warm Eyes palette, and it's a really, really beautiful palette. Obviously it's not available anymore. For anyone with brown or green eyes, it's gorgeous. And these colours are really pretty and really warm, so they're quite wintry and really nice for around Christmas time, and I've been loving this, and it's got a nice decent mirror in it. It's good to put in your handbag. I've really been enjoying wearing that. Got another kind of little palette quad here, and this is by Chanel, and it is number 74, Nymphea. Chanel do different kinds of eyeshadows. They do some that are very, very pigmented, and they do some that are kind of a wash of colour, and these are just a wash of colour, if you can see that. That's better. This one I've completely used up, as you can see, but this kind of mint green colour, this corally rosy colour, and this brown are really pretty. They are just a wash of colour, so they're not that pigmented, but that gives a really nice effect on the eyes, because I wouldn't really wear a bright green and I wouldn't wear a bright coral on my eyes, but somehow because they're quite sheer and sort of shimmery, these work, and I love wearing these. And another Chanel product that was kind of laying unloved at the back of my collection is a single eyeshadow, and this is one of the ones that are really pigmented. I don't know how I would pronounce that. Is it Kahoot or Chahoot, or I don't know. That's what it is anyway, and it's just this really, really pretty brown colour. Got great pigmentation and it blends really, really nicely. It's just a really, really pretty colour. Look how that blends. It's just so nice. So I've been using that a lot on my outer corner and in my crease, and even underneath my eyes as well. This Urban Decay 24/7 eyeliner. This is in 0, which is the black one, and I have this in the little miniature one that I got in a gift set. I was really excited to try this. I'd heard great things about it, people saying it was the only eyeliner that would stay on for them, and I hated it when I first tried it because it is super black, super blendable, but I didn't find that it stayed on. I mean, it is really easy to blend, but it didn't stay in place for me like everybody else had said that it would, and I was just really disappointed. But I've actually kind of embraced how soft it is and how easy to blend it is, and I've been using it when I do a smoky eye in a messy way and then blending it with a brush, and I finally found a use for it. I think I just really wanted it to fit my expectations of it, and it didn't. Using it a different way, I'm really impressed with it. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lip products. The first one is by YSL, and it is a Rouge Volupté, and it is number 2. Which I believe is Sensual Silk. This is what the lipstick looks like. It's a nude, but it's kind of a brown tone nude, so it's different from all the pinky ones that I have. There is a hint of pink in there as well, but it is kind of a mauvey, I don't know how I would, I'm really bad at describing colours. But on the lips it comes across a lot more brown. It's kind of a more sensible nude, and that's probably why I never wore it. But I've decided to kind of use this more. Another kind of brownie lipstick that I've been using is Rosy Raisin, and this is one of the e.l.f. mineral lipsticks, which I need to try more of because I've heard great things about the other colours in this range. It is a pinky kind of brownie colour, and it doesn't come across as dark as it looks in the tube. This is kind of the colour that you get. Really natural, and I kind of reached for this because I was, like everyone else in the UK, I've gone X Factor mad. I missed the X Factor last year because I was in France, and so I didn't see any of it. So I think this year I'm like really into the X Factor, and obviously Cheryl Cole's makeup always looks immaculate, and I've never been the biggest Cheryl Cole fan. I've talked about this before in my videos. I don't hate the woman, I just don't understand why everybody loves her so much. But I've got to say, I don't know if it's the X Factor, and because I didn't really watch it last year, but I think I'm starting to love Cheryl Cole. She very often wears a lipstick like this, which is kind of like a nude colour but not a really pale nude. She very often wears something like this, which is just a really natural lip colour for her. And I'm gonna put some on. I was looking at her lips the other night. That sounds really creepy. I was looking at her lipstick the other night, not looking at her lips, and they look really nice, and I kind of thought I have something that would give a similar effect, and so here it is. Another thing that I've rediscovered is good old Vaseline. I've been using the Elizabeth Arden 8 Hour Cream and the Korres Lip Butter, which are hands down 1,000,000% better than Vaseline in terms of moisturising your lips. However, I kind of forgot about this Vaseline Rosy Lips. I can't open it. This is what it looks like. I'm sure you've all seen it. Kind of rose scented. Just Vaseline that's tinted, but it does give quite it's not really showing up, but it does give quite a good pigmentation compared to what you think it would be like. And the reason that I've been rediscovering this is because I've been pairing it with this lipstick from Barry M. Now, this lipstick is kind of loved and hated on YouTube. It is the Barry M 101, and that is the palest nude that I think I've ever seen. There it is. You can see how pale that is. Now, it's not very wearable. A lot of people hate it, can't seem to make it work. And the way that I make it work is by pairing it with a lot of Vaseline Rosy Lips. Not only does it make it moisturising and makes it less chalky, makes it go on easier, but it also gives it a really pretty colour and makes it a little bit deeper and pinker in colour. And together they make a really nice combination. So if you own this and you own this, or if you just own this and you can't make it work, go and get yourself some Vaseline Rosy Lips and give that a try. And the last thing that I've really been enjoying rediscovering is this Barry M nail paint. I'm wearing it right now, and it is Pink Flamingo 305. It's really bright. In some lights it looks orangey, corally, in some lights it looks neon pink, and I really love it. I've been wearing a lot of like brown and beige and grey and things like that on my nails recently, and it's winter time. It's those kind of nude colour palettes have been around a lot, but I just felt a little bit bored with my nails the other night, and I decided to paint them with this, and I'm really glad I did because it's just brightened up the cold weather and just made me feel a little bit more bright. I'm sure I have seasonal affective disorder and I just can't be bothered to do anything in winter, so it's really stupid, but this made me feel a lot more bright. Thank you very much for watching, and if you've got a shop my stash video then please leave it as a video response because I'd love to see what you've been rediscovering. See you guys soon. Bye!